Hey everybody, it's the solstice, the longest day of the year, and I'm at Brandywine Falls to talk to you about the Empress. Let's go have an adventure. Isn't that a gorgeous thing to look at? The Brandywine Falls are called Bridal Falls because the way the water comes down over the rocks is reminiscent of some sort of diaphanous wedding veil. And for me, in my corner of the world, this is where the great bride of the tarot lives. It's not just a reminder because the Empress is the only card that features a waterfall in Aunt Pam's original images, but there is a quiet sort of guidance and patience here that just makes me feel the presence of the Empress. Let's have a look at the card. Now, this is the Empress, reimagined in the Robin Wood Tarot by the artist of the same name. This card has a great deal, many major divergences from the original Empress and the Rider-Waite-Smith that Aunt Pam painted, and we'll go over those changes when we have a closer look. So the very first difference that we notice is the color of the sky changing from that bright yellow, which in the Golden Dawn is meant to clue the reader in that the subject is more emotional or intuitive, to blue, which in the same system is meant to clue the reader into the fact that something is more spiritual or divine. I'm not sure if this is Robin Wood just attempting to create more natural images. You know, for instance, the sky is not bright yellow in real life. Or if it is Robin Wood attempting to highlight more of the goddess aspects of the card, but either way really works for me just fine. The second thing that we'll see is that the symbol of Venus has been changed. It has been ornamented and made more fanciful, and it has moved from beneath the Empress's feet to above her head, perhaps symbolizing that the feminine aspects of the card are more important. Now, the Empress's crown of stars has been muted and changed and made less ostentatious, but added to the band of the crown look to be the phases of the moon, and this is Robin Wood's paganization of the Empress. It doesn't really take anything away. It's just a noted difference that we should have a look at. The Empress in Robin Wood's tarot is more modestly dressed, from her head covering to the clothing that she chooses to wear. She is pregnant, which is a popular depiction of the Empress in a good deal many tarot decks, because she is the symbol of, you know, growth and prosperity and fecundity. I think that this is absolutely appropriate. The one thing that I don't like about Robin Wood's Empress is that the waterfall has been removed, is that the emotional element of the card has been removed in favor of other things, and that is the choice of the artist. And I believe that as long as we understand the original intentions of Uncle Arthur and Aunt Pam, we can use any tarot deck that we like the look of. There's two motifs that occur over and over again in Robin Wood's Empress, and that is the bright red heart, which, you know, for me and in many belief systems, the shape is meant to denote a symbol of compassion and caring. and the zodiac symbols. Now, Robin Wood's tarot, Empress, is more goddess than lady. And I believe that when you put the zodiac symbols on a spinning wheel and you take her scepter away from her and make her crown less important, then the Empress is not, a divine figure of grandeur and authority anymore, but she is a quiet, gentler aspect of herself, weaving fate and generally becoming more interested in the lives of people. And there's also a star motif that's going on. That'll be in her headdress, on her crown, and on her shoes. And we'll discuss the symbolism of the star more when we get to the card, the star. But I would just like to note that in Robin Wood's tarot, it appears in the Empress. The Empress is the third card in the major arcana, and the next step for the Fool on his journey. She is the great bride of the tarot. She's a calming and steadying influence for her husband and lover, the Emperor, and she's a calming and steadying influence in our lives, that voice that reminds us that we're only human. The Empress is a culmination of all of the lessons that the Fool has learned so far. The power aspects of the magician exist in her ability to inspire and create new life. And that calm wisdom of the High Priestess also exists, not just mentally now, but taken outside of herself and applied to the world around her and the people that she surrounds herself with. When the Empress appears in your readings, it's time to start asking questions about gentle growth and change. If a person symbolizes the Empress, then what parts of their life are in transition, and how are they understanding that? If a situation inhabits that Empress energy, then there's no need to buckle up, because no matter how wildly different your life will become from what it is now, it is a slow, measured, peaceful, gradual change. The lesson that we can learn from the Empress is one of patience and calm, reassuring guidance. As in all of our lives, most of the changes that occur in your life are gradual and at the pace that it intends, as opposed to the pace that we intend for it. We must be ready to allow our lives to develop at the speed that it wants to go. And if you are being respectful and responsible and safe, then you can guide other people through changes and transitions in their lives as calmly and as easily as you can guide yourself. I hope that you have enjoyed this time with me, taking in the beauty of the Brandywine Bridal Falls and walking the trails that surround it. I hope that the peace and steadiness of the Empress is a little easier for you to understand, like it is for me every time I visit this place. As usual, if you have any comments or questions, please send them to the email address on your screen, tarotchangeslives@gmail.com. And if you like the sort of videos that I make, I invite you to subscribe to the Tarot Changes Lives channel so that you can be notified immediately every time a new video is posted. Thank you for taking time to get out of doors and into the cards with me. We'll see you next time, everybody. Bye-bye.